You're not broke because you don't make enough money. Let that sink in. You're broke because every single day, without even realizing it, you're feeding habits that drain your future to pay for your present comfort. You check your bank app, sigh, close it, and scroll. You tell yourself, I'll fix it next month. But next month looks just like this one. Why? Because poverty isn't just a number in your account. Poverty is a pattern. And if you're still doing these three things, even occasionally, you are wiring your brain, your time, and your energy to stay poor, not temporarily, forever. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible habits that masquerade as normal, but secretly sabotage your wealth. This isn't about budgeting apps or side hustles. This is about the daily rituals of self-sabotage you've normalized. We'll expose 1. Your addiction to comfort, disguised as self-care. 2. Spending before you earn, masked as treating yourself. 3. Avoiding skill building, justified as being realistic. And at the end, no vague advice, just 3 brutal but simple habit swaps you can start today before bedtime to break the cycle for good. But first, ask yourself, are you really trying to get ahead, or just trying to feel okay about staying stuck? Habit number 1, comfort addiction, the silent wealth killer. Let's be honest, you're exhausted. Work drains you, life feels heavy, so what do? You retreat into Netflix, into food, into online shopping, into doom scrolling until 2 a.m. You call it unwinding. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not resting, you're numbing. Comfort isn't an enemy, but when comfort becomes your default response to stress, boredom, or uncertainty, you've got a problem. Because every time you choose instant relief over delayed reward, you're teaching your brain that short-term ease matters more than long-term freedom. Think about it. When you're stressed, do you open a brokerage app or Amazon? When you're lonely, do you reach for a book on negotiation or another episode of The Office? When you're overwhelmed, do you plan your week or order takeout and disappear into TikTok? If your answers lean toward the latter, you're not lazy, you're comfort addicted, and that addiction has a cost. Warren Buffett didn't build billions by binge-watching shows after work. He read 500 pages a day, not because he loved it, but because he knew discomfort today builds options tomorrow. While others sought relief, he sought leverage. But here's the twist most miss. Comfort addiction doesn't feel like addiction. It feels like survival. It feels like, I deserve this after a hard day. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. It hides in plain sight, dressed as kindness to yourself. Ask yourself, if I keep choosing comfort over growth for the next 5 years, where will I be? The answer terrifies you, so you avoid the question. That's the trap. Because real self-care isn't numbing out. Real self-care is building a life you don't need to escape from. So how do you break free? Not by going cold turkey, but by delaying, not denying. Instead of, I'll never watch Netflix again, try, I'll watch 1 episode after I spend 20 minutes learning something that could double my income. Swap passive consumption for active creation, even in tiny doses. Read 1 chapter, watch 1 tutorial, write 1 paragraph of your business idea. Your future isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in the micro moments when you choose growth over ease. And every time you do, you rewire your identity from someone who copes to someone who builds. Habit number 2, spending before you earn, the illusion of reward. You got paid. Before the deposit even clears, you've already spent it in your head. New shoes, a fancy dinner, that gadget you've been eyeing. You tell yourself, I earned this. But here's the brutal reality. You didn't earn it yet. You just borrowed it from your future self. This is the second habit that keeps people poor forever, spending before earning. Not just financially, but mentally. You allocate your money to pleasure before you've secured your foundation. You treat your paycheck like a finish line, when it's actually just fuel for the next lap. And the worst part? Society cheers you on. Treat yourself. You work hard, you deserve it. YOLO. But no one tells you every dollar spent before saving is a vote against your future. Think about your last paycheck. How much went to your future before it went to your cravings? If the answer is nothing or barely anything, you're playing a losing game. Because here's what happens. You spend, you feel momentary joy, the joy fades, you're back to zero or worse. You wait for the next paycheck to feel alive again. It's a hedonic treadmill, and you're running in place while your peers are building equity, skills, and assets. Now ask yourself, if I spent nothing on myself until I'd secured my future first, would I really suffer? Or would I just feel slightly less dopamine today in exchange for massive peace tomorrow? Buffett's rule is, don't save what's left after spending, spend what's left after saving. But you're doing the opposite, and it's keeping you trapped in a cycle where you're always starting fresh next month, never compounding. The fix isn't deprivation, it's sequence reversal. Instead of earn, then spend, then maybe save, do this. Earn, then save or invest first, then spend what's left. Even if it's $5, even if it's $20, pay yourself before you pay anyone else, including your cravings. Open a separate savings account. Automate a transfer the second your paycheck hits. Then, and only then, let yourself spend guilt-free on what's left. This tiny shift flips your psychology. You're no longer a consumer waiting for permission to save. You're an owner who rewards themselves after securing their future. And over time, those small first payments to yourself become your greatest asset, not just financially, but mentally. Because now you trust yourself. You know you won't abandon your future for a fleeting thrill. That's true financial maturity. Habit number 3, avoiding skill building, the quiet career suicide. You show up to work, you do your tasks, you clock out. You tell yourself, I'm doing my job. But here's the hard truth. Doing your job is not the same as building your value. This is the third habit that guarantees long-term poverty, avoiding deliberate skill building. You assume your job will teach you everything you need, but your employer's goal isn't to make you indispensable. They want you replaceable, efficient, predictable. Meanwhile, the world changes. AI rises, markets shift, and those who know how to do yesterday's tasks get left behind. Yet you avoid learning new skills because I'm too tired after work. I don't know where to start. My job doesn't require it. But ask yourself, if my job disappeared tomorrow, what rare, valuable skill could I sell to survive? If you can't name one, you're not employed, you're rented, and renters have no leverage. Warren Buffett didn't become invaluable by doing what was asked. He became invaluable by mastering what others ignored. He studied balance sheets while his peers partied. He practiced public speaking while others complained. Your 20s and 30s are your golden window, when your brain learns fastest, your responsibilities are lighter, and the market forgives experimentation. But instead, you invest in distractions. Every hour on social media is an hour not spent coding, writing, analyzing, designing, selling, or creating. And yes, it's hard. Learning is frustrating. Failure is embarrassing. But stagnation is costlier. Because in 5 years, 2 people will look back. One spent 5 hours a week learning high-income skills. The other spent 5 hours a week watching reels. Guess who has options? The good news is, you don't need to become an expert overnight. You just need to build one skill that pays. Not be good at Excel, but automate reports so my team saves 10 hours a week. Not learn marketing, but write email copy that converts at 5%. Specificity creates value. So pick one skill this quarter that could double your income in your field, then spend 30 minutes a day, just 30, mastering it. Use free resources, build mini projects, ask for feedback. This isn't extra work, it's insurance against irrelevance. And the best part is, once you start, momentum takes over, confidence grows, opportunities appear. Because the market doesn't reward time served, it rewards value delivered. Your 3 habit swaps. Starting today. Enough theory, let's get practical. Here are your 3 no-excuse habit swaps designed to break the cycle before tonight. Habit swap number 1, from comfort addiction to growth rituals. Old habit, scroll mindlessly for 60+ minutes after work. New habit, for the first 20 minutes after work, engage in one growth activity. Read 10 pages of a skill-building book. Watch one tutorial on Excel, Canva, or coding. Journal, what's one thing I can improve